Learn something about selling. Communicating, closing, negotiating, follow-up. You got to learn one more little thing today.
There's a huge difference between somebody who is successful and somebody who's not successful. And that difference is the ones who are successful are the ones who want to truly be successful, and the ones who aren't successful don't truly want to be successful. The people who are successful have done whatever they can to put themselves in the best position to move forward every single day. And that can mean a vast variety of different things. That can mean they wake up earlier because that means they have more time in their day than you do. Or it can mean they stay up later so that way they have even more time in their day than you do. Because everybody's given 24 hours, you just have to make the most of each and every hour of that day. And if you do that, then you will start to understand how much more time you get, and you can put that towards whatever you wanted to become successful in.
This is in a country where they don't even know, man, that you can get up and do something spectacular with life.
And with all that extra time, that's going to add to more knowledge in that subject. That's going to add to more experience in that subject. And that's just going to add to overall well-being of your life and improving your chances of being successful because you're putting the work in and you know in your heart of hearts what you truly want to accomplish is worth going after. You're not going to wake up and lollygag and look at your phone. You're going to wake up and get to work. You're going to focus on your future and figure out the best plan of your life in order to become successful and live out your dreams that you've always wanted to do.
I think a lot of people have given up on the idea they can change their condition in life. 25, I was a salesman.
Okay.
I was selling automobiles. I just came out of a treatment center. That was a really important move for me to make. Anybody, if you ever see online people criticizing me or hating on me, it doesn't bother me because I shouldn't even be here. I'm like, that criticism doesn't, it's not even real to me. So I got out of a treatment center when I was 25 years old. I got a sponsor. I did two things every day. I went to a meeting, and the second thing I did was I learned how to sell. That's the only two things I did every day. I woke up in the morning, learned something about selling. Communicating, closing, negotiating, follow-up. You got to learn one more little thing today. And so my first money was, I remember I was making $3,000 a month, and my goal was to make $4,000. And when I made that $1,000, that was the best money I've ever made in my whole life. Because it was like, God damn, I can make an extra $1,000, then I can do anything. So I know that doesn't seem like maybe to you a big deal, but for me that was like, okay, if I can do 1,000, you just need the momentum, right? You need the first one. A lot of the people that follow you are like, they're either really turned on about it or turned off about it. But I think a lot of people started thinking about, okay, how do you play the IRS? How do you play the money game? And nobody knows, nobody teaches us this. So I said, let me go back and see the big V man, and we educate or piss off his audience some more. It'd be like Amazon saying, or Blackstone saying, they're gonna buy my business. They're like, dude, we would never do that again. That we're gonna buy 50 billion at a time. We're not gonna bother with a little company. And this was the point of that. Now a lot of people just check out, as you know, Vlad, on this. They just get pissed off and say, well, I can't do that because I don't have the money. Okay, I didn't have the money either. I started with one deal, bought a deal, put $3,000 down. I bought a deal with a budget. It was like I was going to Whole Foods to buy groceries. How much can we afford? You can't do that with an investment, and I did that. And then that $3,000 was making me $200 a month. I thought I was going to be great. I thought everything was going to be beautiful. There's no reason for me to tell this story except to share with people one deal does not work. Because the moment they moved out, I was negative. I got scared. I dumped the property. I shouldn't have dumped it, but I had to because I didn't have the cash flow and didn't have the courage and didn't have the knowledge that the market would turn around. I think I'm in the game. When I'm in my game completely and on purpose and doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm most alive. I'm youngest at those moments. I know people that knew me 20 years ago, and they're like, dude, you're actually look younger and act younger than you were 20 years. Because I'm in the game. I'm in the game of change and expansion. And expansion means life, really. It means to live. If you look up the word live or life as a physics term, it means to expand. If you look up expand, it means to grow and change. And when I'm in that part of the cycle, then I'm rejuvenating something. If older guys are like, oh, I'm not going to check into that. I don't need to do that. They're on the end of their cycle, and they start showing in their face and their life and their kids. And so I'm still in the create. It's a trick. It's kind of like chaos. It's a bit of chaos happening with a little bit of management. When I think of the word balance, I think of word of managing something, trying to make something a perfect fit. Look, the way for me to do it is to go wide. If I can find 7 billion people, I know for sure I can get half of them to like me.
You know, I think half the people on planet Earth would like me. Half of them would like you, okay? And the other half, hey, you know, maybe they're never gonna have an opinion of me, or maybe they're gonna dislike me.
There's no validated group of individuals who are like, we are now doing better. So anybody that's looking for, yeah, but I do this and I'm more creative when I have this. Yeah, there's no group test that improve the quality of their life and their families and their community. I think people think that money like comes from some place. It doesn't, it comes from people. So how do I get you to want to give me money? Oh, you're at the restaurant. How do I serve you to such a degree that you actually want to tip me? We were down here at Double Pay. I go eat breakfast this morning. The bill was like $65 for an oatmeal and 2 coffees. Yeah. I tipped the lady another $20. I don't have a bad attitude about the oatmeal being $65. It was good. And I don't really care if they overcharge me. I think people should charge more. And I don't have this mentality anymore that there's no money. And the way I pay people is the way I'm going to be able to charge people, right? So when I was 30 years old struggling with money, I wouldn't pay anybody anything.